Silent Screams invites you on a journey down the most sinister paths, where every turn leads deeper into darkness and every shadow holds something unexplainable. Our story begins, like all nightmares, with a choice that seems harmless, even simple, until it's too late to turn back. As the night drapes over a forgotten stretch of road, a young couple, Sam and Rachel, are driving back from a family gathering. The warmth of the evening is still fresh in their minds, a contrast to the eerie silence that has taken over the winding road they're traveling. The navigation app on Sam's phone glitches, its voice muttering garbled instructions before rerouting with a single phrase, "Take the next right." It's strange, Rachel thinks, since they're on a familiar route home, and this right turn leads away from the main road. Sam, feeling adventurous, laughs it off. "Let's see what the road less traveled has in store," he says, winking at her. Rachel, unsure but trusting, nods. They take the turn, and the world around them seems to shift. The trees grow denser, their branches curling inward as if to shield the sky. The road narrows, its cracked asphalt littered with fallen leaves, as if the path had been abandoned for years. The headlights cut through the fog, but it feels as if the darkness thickens just beyond their reach. Rachel feels a chill run down her spine. "Maybe we should turn back," she says softly, but Sam shakes his head. "It's probably just a shortcut." We'll be back on track soon. The minutes tick by, and with each passing second, the air grows colder. Rachel checks her phone, but there's no signal. The static crackles faintly on the car radio, an eerie hum filling the silence. Suddenly, the sound of a woman's voice whispers through the static, a single word, barely audible. "Turn." Sam raises his eyebrow, glancing at the radio as it fades back into static. "Did you hear that?" Rachel asks, her voice trembling. Sam shrugs it off, but he turns up the radio. And for a brief moment, they both hear it again, turn back. Sam chuckles nervously, trying to lighten the mood. "Just interference," he says, but the tension is unmistakable now. They drive in silence, each clinging to the hope that the road will open back onto something familiar. But instead, it seems to lead them deeper into the unknown. The forest thickens, the road crumbling beneath them as mist creeps in, swirling around the car like ghostly fingers. Then, just as Sam is about to suggest turning around, they spot a dim light ahead. "See, civilization," he says with forced cheerfulness. They press forward until the outline of an old gas station comes into view. The building looks as though it's been there forever, crumbling and desolate, with a single flickering light casting an unnatural glow over the scene. A figure stands by one of the gas pumps, cloaked in shadow, its face obscured. Sam rolls down the window slightly. "Excuse me, is this the way to get back to the main road?" The figure doesn't respond. Instead, it tilts its head slightly, as if studying them. The silence stretches, and a prickling fear runs down Rachel's spine. The figure finally raises a hand, pointing down a narrow, overgrown path to the left. Sam thanks the stranger, rolling up the window quickly, and they drive off without looking back. As they turn onto the path, the air grows colder, the mist thickening until it clings to the car like a shroud. Rachel's hands are clenched, her breath shallow, as a gnawing sense of dread fills her chest. The silence is oppressive, broken only by the crunch of gravel beneath the tires and the occasional rustle from the trees. She glances at Sam, his knuckles white as he grips the wheel. They don't speak, as if words themselves would shatter something fragile and invite whatever lurks in the shadows closer. The path seems endless, twisting and turning through the thick forest. Just as Rachel is about to beg Sam to turn around, they come to a clearing. In the center stands a decrepit mansion, its windows dark and empty, like hollow eyes watching them. The structure looms, silent and foreboding, with ivy clinging to its walls as though trying to pull it back into the earth. Sam stops the car, staring in disbelief. "What is this place?" he whispers, more to himself than to Rachel. The mansion seems to breathe, its dark silhouette pulsating with an unnatural life. Rachel shudders, feeling an unseen presence watching them. Against her better judgment, she gets out of the car, her feet crunching on the gravel as she steps closer to the mansion. Sam follows, his footsteps echoing hers. The door is slightly ajar, a sliver of darkness inviting them inside. Sam hesitates, but Rachel, feeling an inexplicable pull, reaches for the door. The wood creaks under her touch, and a gust of icy wind sweeps out, carrying the faint scent of decay. They exchange a glance, their fear mirrored in each other's eyes, but the silence between them is broken by a single sound, a faint haunting melody, like an old music box playing somewhere deep within the mansion. Compelled, they step inside. The door creaks shut behind them, trapping them in an oppressive darkness. Sam pulls out his phone, using the flashlight to illuminate their surroundings. Dust hangs in the air, thick and unmoving, and the walls are adorned with faded, peeling wallpaper. The hallway stretches ahead, narrow and suffocating, leading them deeper into the mansion's heart. As they walk, the music grows louder, distorted and haunting, echoing off the walls. Shadows dance just beyond the flashlight's reach, shifting and moving as though alive. Rachel clings to Sam's arm, heart pounding as the sense of being watched intensifies. They pass by doors on either side, some slightly ajar, revealing glimpses of empty rooms with overturned furniture and broken mirrors. Suddenly, a whisper breaks the silence, a voice soft and mournful, drifting through the air like smoke. "Help me." Rachel freezes, her grip tightening on Sam's arm. "Did you hear that?" she whispers, her voice barely audible. Sam nods, his face pale, and they both turn to look down the hallway, where a shadow stands. It's a figure, a woman, her face obscured by long dark hair, her body twisted in a grotesque, unnatural posture. She stares at them, her hollow eyes gleaming with a malevolent light. The music distorts, growing louder and faster, as the apparition takes a step toward them, her movements jerky and disjointed. Rachel stifles a scream, backing away as the figure advances. Sam grabs her hand, pulling her down the hallway as they run, their footsteps echoing in the empty mansion. The woman's hollow voice fills the air, a chilling whisper that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Stay with me." They stumble into a room at the end of the hallway, slamming the door shut behind them. The room is small and dark, with only a single window casting a sliver of moonlight across the floor. They huddle together, their breath shallow, listening as the woman's footsteps echo outside the door. The handle rattles, and then silence falls, a silence so thick it's almost suffocating. Just when they think it's over, the music starts again, slow and haunting. A cold draft sweeps through the room, and as they look around, they see shadows gathering in the corners, swirling like black smoke. From the darkness, faces begin to emerge, pale, lifeless faces with empty eyes, watching them with an intense hunger. The temperature drops, frost creeping up the walls, and Rachel's breath fogs in front of her. The faces draw closer, mouths opening in silent screams, their eyes locked onto her with an intensity that chills her to the bone. She feels something brush against her arm, cold and skeletal, and she stifles a cry, pressing herself closer to Sam. Sam's flashlight flickers, casting eerie shadows across the room, and in that moment, they see her, the woman from the hallway, standing just inches away, her face twisted in a ghastly grin. Her eyes are hollow, endless pits of darkness, and her mouth stretches impossibly wide, as if she's about to consume them whole. The flashlight dies, plunging them into darkness,